Donald Trump might be the next American president. You may not think it's possible, but remember, Jesse Ventura was the governor of Minnesota. It could happen. Few pundits expected him to win the nomination, and even fewer know how he did it. On the surface, his speeches may seem bombastic, but the strategic nature of his campaign is incredible. He's using the tactics of some of history's greatest politicians. So when I said he's bringing something new to the table, I really meant something ancient. I do wonder what the people who inspired his tactics would think of him. In The Art of War, Sun Tzu tells that you should identify your opponent's greatest weakness and attack it using your greatest strength. It must be done before they have a chance to prepare for it. Well, that's exactly what Trump did to secure the nomination. Trump has two great strengths: his knowledge of branding and showmanship. Without these, he doesn't have much. He uses both of these when he brands his political opponents. Ted Cruz is a career politician, so when Trump started calling him Lying Ted, it exposed his biggest weakness. He destroyed Jeb Bush's campaign just by giving him a nickname. He basically does the same to all his other opponents, exposing their weaknesses also. It's as simple as that. I'm not the only person to realize this. Bernie Sanders has attempted to use the same tactic against Trump. He called Trump Mr. Macho. We all get the hyperbolic nature of this, but it's all wrong. It's not direct enough and has nothing to do with any of his weaknesses. Trump calls him Crazy Bernie. Now that's direct. Hillary Clinton has called him Poor Donald, which is a strange nickname for a billionaire. He calls her Crooked Hillary, which cuts deep. CNN polls show that 68% of Americans think she is dishonest. It's the worst polling she's ever had, and it's only getting worse. With the nickname Crooked Hillary, Trump is able to bring this to mind just by mentioning her name. He also calls Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas. I'm not sure why he does that. You should not be surprised by any of this. One of the books Donald Trump recommends people read is The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Another book in his reading list is The Prince. In the book, Machiavelli tells that a leader doesn't need to be honest. They don't need to keep their promises or be afraid to use force. That strong leaders must be ruthless and deal with his enemies using excessive force. Trump has made it clear he would attack ISIS quickly and brutally. Like Machiavelli, he also doesn't feel the need to keep his promises. At first he said he'd self-fund his entire campaign, and then he started looking for donors. You may think these things decrease his chances of winning, but I think it increases them. It shows he's putting ancient wisdom into practice, and look at what he's done. By confronting political correctness, he's manipulated the media into giving him constant coverage. They actually gave him over $2 billion in publicity. This makes him different to other political figures who are desperate to avoid bad coverage. He knows a leader doesn't need to be liked to win people's votes. They just need to be strong. Margaret Thatcher wasn't very well liked during her career, but her opponents came across as weak, and so she won 3 terms in office. So that's good news for Trump supporters, and also for Clinton supporters, because she isn't exactly well liked either. The point is, the media is still giving him free publicity, but the idiots don't even realize what they're doing. He may not have gotten this far if they had refused to report on him. A media blackout may have sunk his campaign, but now it's too late. They have already criticized him as much as possible. Accusing him of bigotry didn't work. That's their nuclear option exhausted. And that's why I think he's going to win. That's not to say I want him to win. To be honest, I don't care. But Trump will win.